Christmas night, 1776. George Washington valiantly crosses the freezing Delaware River with his ravaged army. This upcoming battle could be the difference between the creation of the United States or the end of the American Revolution. About 20 months after the Revolutionary War started at the Battle of Lexington and Concord, morale in the Continental Army was at an all-time low, after numerous brutal losses. The British had driven the Americans out of Manhattan and taken over 2,000 prisoners. Even Washington himself barely avoided capture. The Battle of Kips Bay, Battle of White Plains, Battle of Fort Washington, and Battle of Fort Lee, all horrific defeats that left the Continental Army in constant retreat. Eventually, Washington's army retreated across New Jersey and into Pennsylvania. The army faced a harsh winter with very low supplies. Many men simply left Washington's army as they felt that the revolution was already a lost cause. Even worse, many in the army had enlistments that were about to expire at the end of the month. Even George Washington, commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, wrote to his cousin stating, "I think the game is pretty near up." But Washington was not going to give up without a fight. He may have lost many battles, but he never lost the war. He instead planned a raid at Trenton, which was garrisoned by about 1,500 Hessian mercenaries, who not only didn't expect an attack during Christmas, but were probably drinking and partying, making them very weak for an attack. He hoped that a victory there would give his soldiers a chance to go on the attack and reinvigorate his army and the public's opinion on the revolution, while forcing the British on the defensive. Washington's plan relied on launching coordinated attacks from 3 directions. General John Cadwalader would attack the British garrison at Bordertown, New Jersey, to block off reinforcements from the south. General James Ewing would take over 700 militia across the river and seize the bridge over the Assunpink Creek to prevent enemy troops from escaping, while Washington would lead the main assault force of 2,400 men across the freezing Delaware River and march 9 miles north to Trenton. On the night of Christmas Day, 1776, a severe winter storm of wind, rain, snow, and hail rained down on the soldiers as they began their crossing of the Delaware River. Their boats were slowed down even more due to ice currents and darkness. Nevertheless, the Patriots made it across and began marching towards Trenton. As the Patriots approached the town, they divided into 2 columns, one under General Nathaniel Greene, which marched north, and one under General John Sullivan, which marched south. Washington's forces quickly overran the Hessian outposts on the edge of town, but unfortunately for the Patriots, the Hessians were still able to raise the alarm. The Hessians mobilized 3 regiments with artillery support, but General Knox's 18 cannons began to fire into the center of the town. Commander of the Hessians, Colonel Johann Rall, tried to organize a counterattack, but he and many others were completely decimated. With their leader gone, Washington pressed his attack on the mercenaries, personally leading his troops down, yelling, "March on, my brave fellows, after me." Many Hessians retreated into an orchard, though they were quickly surrounded. After another brief firefight, the men surrendered to the Americans. With only 7 total casualties, the Americans managed to kill 22 and injure 83 Hessians, while taking almost 900 prisoners. After the battle, Washington reportedly stated, "This is a glorious day for our country." And Washington was right. This relatively small battle had drastically good consequences. The Patriot victory gave the Continental Congress new confidence, as it proved that Washington could command the colonial forces, and that they could defeat a European army. The almost expired enlistments were renewed, and even more men joined the army. British General William Howe was stunned at their victory, but almost more importantly than anything else, the Continental Army gained crucial supplies, such as cannons, muskets, clothing, and food that lasted them through the winter. Washington had managed to do the impossible, and the American Revolution would live to fight another day. By the way, if you want paintings of this battle, head over to my store. For just 2 more days, I am running a 20% off sale.